Hey girls, welcome back to Heatherly Hearts, and this is going to be a tutorial using the Lorac Pro palette. It looks like this. I did a Wednesday Wonder just about this palette, and I'll link it below. I love this palette. Go watch that if you have any questions, and I swatched all the colors in that video as well. But if you are looking for one palette that will do every look you ever need to do with the exception of blue and green, this is the palette. And I go into it in a lot of detail on that Wednesday Wonder. So if you want to see the palette in detail, go watch that. I'll link it below. But the reason I'm doing, this is going to be a daytime, work-friendly, natural look. And then I'm going to do a second one that is the more nighttime smoky. I'm either going to do a purple or garnet smoky eye, which would be very appropriate going into the holidays. But I'm doing this because a sweet subscriber of mine, her name is Melissa. I'm not going to say her YouTube name in case she didn't. She sent me a personal message, so I'm just gonna say, hi Melissa, I got your message and I told you I was gonna do this. She bought the palette and because the colors are so pigmented and so like very pigmented, she was having a hard time getting looks that were work appropriate. So I said, well look, she bought it on my recommendation, so I can't really recommend palettes to y'all and then not tell you how to use them, you know. And I don't want y'all to ever feel silly. Everybody started somewhere. I promise you, 2 years ago, I had quads. That's all I would buy. I would use 2 or 3 colors out of the quads. I would use a sparkly beige on the lid and brow bone and either a variation of purple, one variation of purple, brown, blue sometimes in the crease. That's all I knew how to do. And then when I started learning about transition colors and darkening and outer V, I learned that from YouTube. I decided I wanted a more complex look and I need to learn how to do that, and I started looking at YouTube videos like 3 or 4 years ago. That's what got me turned on to YouTube. So don't ever, I mean, we all have to learn sometime, you know what I mean? So don't ever feel silly or like, you know, you don't know what you're doing, because that's why you're here, and that's why I came to YouTube and started learning stuff. And so anyway, if you ever have any questions and don't want to ask them out loud in the comment sections below, just message me because I will always answer. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing this look. I'm going to zoom you in and show you. Please disregard the false lashes. I do not recommend false lashes, especially if you're a beginner and especially for a daytime look. I have them on because I have another video I'm doing after this and I decided to put them on, but just mainly look at the eye look, okay, to see if you're interested. But here it is. Here, let me hold my lashes down. This is the eye look. It's just a very natural eye look. So if you're interested in see, oh, let me zoom y'all out. You don't need to get, I just zoomed y'all right into this crater of a wrinkle I have right there. Lord. Okay, so if you're interested in this eye look and want to know how I did it, just keep watching. Okay girls, let's go ahead and get started with the daytime look. This eye's already done. You need to start with the primer, and that's any primer that you usually use. We're going to go into the Lorac Pro palette, and I'm going to show you what colors we're going to be using. We're going to be using Taupe, Light Bronze, Pewter, Sable, and Nude, which is my favorite inner corner highlight of all time. Also Cream. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's really simple. So what we're going to do is, first off, you need a transition color. And let me explain to you what a transition color is. It is the color that goes in the crease. See, there's nothing on my eye except the primer. But see how my eye, I have very hooded eyes, but see right here how it naturally has a shadow? It looks like something might already even be placed there. See right there? Okay? What you need a transition color for is it just helps blend out your crease easier. There are very few looks that I ever do, girls, that don't include a transition color. Let me tell you how to best find your transition color. You want a beige or brown matte that's darker than your skin tone by 2 to 4 shades, okay? And let me show you how to find that in this palette. Regardless of your skin tone, I obviously am vampire pale, but I use Taupe. Okay, if I'm doing a more daytime look, to lighten that up because it's a little bit dark, I go into Taupe, which is a matte mid-tone brown, and I mix that with Cream. Okay, and all that does is kind of lighten up that Taupe. If I'm going for a darker smoky look anyway, I just use Taupe. If Taupe is too light for you, because it needs to be 2 to 4 shades darker than your skin tone, you would always use a matte, and you would mix Taupe and Sable, or taupe, and because the whole top row of this palette, depending on how dark you need it, mix taupe and sable. That's going to kind of warm it up because it's more red tone, or taupe and espresso, until you get a brown matte shade that's 2 to 4 shades lighter than your skin tone. With these shadows, let me do it again so you can see. I hope the camera picks it up. Did you see that? They're so powdery. They blend beautifully, but you do need to tap off your brush. So let me show you again. I know I'm wasting product, but I'm going to show you how important that is. See that? All that would have been over your face, so mix it. So I'm going to be looking down into this mirror. And it helps when you get started, girls, to have a mirror that is below you. I am looking down into a mirror that is like this. It is positioned up. Okay, so I'm looking down and it's at an angle because I have hooded eyes. If I was trying to look straight on, my whole crease would be covered, okay? Look down and put it straight into where in your crease. Your transition color should go straight into the socket. So take your brush, don't jab your eye out, and if you want to find out where your socket is, you can feel it, okay? It's right where your brow bone starts, that big bone that's right here, right underneath that. So between your eyeball and where the bone starts, right here is where your socket would be, okay? Ooh, I didn't do that kind of hard. Don't do that hard to yourself, girls. Okay, so let's get some more. And we're just going to build that up so the natural shadow that was already there, it now has a beautiful transition color to help us blend the darker colors. Now we're going to get a shader brush. It doesn't have to be completely flat. This is the e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush, but anything to like pack on color. And we're going to go into light bronze, which is right here. And we're going to dip our brush. Okay, and we're just going to start packing on that color on the lid. I'm going to look down now so I can make sure. Okay, so you just pack on that color until it's the intensity you want. Okay, then we're going to take, this is the Mally, it came with one of the palettes, double-ended crease brush. I'm going to take the bigger side, so not as fluffy as the MAC 217, and it has more of a point. I'm going to take that, and I'm going to start by going into pewter, which is this beautiful pewter color, and put some on that tip of that brush, dust it off, and then start going to build up our crease, okay? Okay. So, next what we need to do is darken up the outer V just a tiny bit, okay? We want to intensify that shadow so it brings out our eyes, okay? So we're going to go in. I'm going to use the same brush. You just need a crease brush. See how this one's fluffier? You need a little more dense because we're going to directly place that color where we want it. And I'm going to go into Sable. It's this beautiful red tone, kind of darker brown, not the darkest. I'm going to just barely, because these colors are very pigmented. So I'm talking about dab, 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 knock the rest off. And what you're going to do is I like to place it exactly where I want it. So for an outer V, I go up with it, match it up to the crease, and then make a V. Do y'all see that? Let me show you again. You can go down or up. So you start where your crease color is intensified on the out edge, and then go down. Okay? And go in. All you're going to be doing is darkening up that outer edge. See how that darkened it up? Okay? That's it. Do it to your it's intensified as dark as you want it. Okay? Then we're going to go back in with that first crease brush we used, the fluffiest one, with no additional product, and we're going to just get that outer edge up here and blend it out so there's no harsh lines. There's no harsh lines. It looks very blown out. Okay, and then we're going to go in with a small pencil brush. This is the Essence of Beauty Fine Crease Brush. It's sold at CVS, and they're cheap. They're like $5. I love this thing. And we're going to go in and highlight our inner corner. For a daytime look, really for any look for me, unless it's a really smoky look, I always highlight that inner corner. We're going to go in with the color Nude. This color will be your best friend, but be careful because as you dip your brush into it, girls, it will just come off. It's very, very buttery soft, so don't jam your brush or you're going to lose a lot of product. So what we're going to do is get this, let's see, this much on the brush. Tap off the excess, and then we're going to go down. Let me use this mirror. We're going to go down, look into the inner corner, and come around. So what we're doing is we made an outer V here. We created one. This time we're using our actual tear duct as our guide, okay? Okay, so now we have one more thing to do on the top, and you can do a variation of this. If you just want to do your transition color, put the light bronze and work pewter lightly into your crease and call it a day, that's fine. You know, you can do that. I prefer to use the inner corner highlight to darken it up a little bit with sable, just for some dimension. But you work at your own pace. If you want to just use 3 and get the hang of that, because it would still be a beautiful completed looking look. Completed looking look. Anyway. What I'm going to use for my highlight, I love this color. It's cream, so it's not the lightest one. If you have a lighter skin tone, you're going to mix cream with white. If you don't, just mix cream. Get all that powder off, and we're going to go right above it, right below our eyebrow, okay? And we're just going to highlight that, and it will highlight it beautifully. So then we're going to go underneath. And let me show you, I think it is important to kind of define underneath even for a day look for me, because my lashes are so sparse and I just don't look awake. It doesn't look completed for me. But if you feel complete like this, throw on some mascara on your top lashes and go. What I'm going to do, and this is a trick, to make you look more awake, like if this is a daytime look for work or just a daytime look, go in with a flesh colored eyeliner that is soft enough to go into your waterline. I love this, and it's cheap. It's the Rimmel Scandalized Cocoa Gel in the color 005 Nude. I think they're like $5. So what you're going to do, and this is kind of gross, go pull it down and go right on your waterline. Stay in frame while you're doing it. But see how that just, it just look, it brightens it up. It makes me look awake, okay? That is a step you can choose not to take if you don't want to. Okay, then we're going to go with an angled, small angled brush. This is the e.l.f. one. I think it cost $1 at Target or on the e.l.f.com website. It's their little small angled brush. And we're going to go from lightest to dark. We're doing our under eye now. We're going to go into the nude, and we're going to go right here and line it right here before the lashes start, so just right here. Wipe off your brush. We're going to go into pewter and do it in the middle on. So what we're doing is just lining our eye. And you're done. Okay girls, I'm back and I've done the rest of my face. Let me show you what I used, and then I'm going to also show you drugstore alternatives, because I think if you already spent the $42 or $39 if you got the Rockin' Red on the Lorac Pro palette and you want to recreate this look, I shouldn't offer you high-end products to have to go buy, okay? So I'm going to show you what I used. Hoola bronzer, which I've never used, and I got Dandelion blush. So that's what's on my cheeks today. For the contour, get the Wet n Wild Color Icon in Bikini Contest, okay? That, you could use that. You could use the NYX Matte Bronzer if you want a matte one, and that's like $8. It's sold at Ulta and some grocery stores. You could use, there's a Rimmel one. There's lots of good bronzers in the drugstore. There is a Revlon one called Bronzed and Chic. I should have brought it in here. It is matte, and it's like 4 different colors, and you can mix them together and get your intensity. So I would recommend checking one of those bronzers and contours out. Okay, and then on the cheeks, the Wet n Wild Pearlized Pink. It's a beautiful pink blush. There is some shimmer to this that's not in the Dandelion, but it's a beautiful blush. So I'd recommend that. These are $3, $2.49 I think, and this is $4, and it's huge. I mean, it's a huge thing. Okay, and then for the highlight, get the Translucent Pearl Physicians Formula Mineral Glow Pearls. It looks like this. Mine's broken, but it is a beautiful highlight. But let me zoom in for the final look, the eye look. And like I said, the lashes, girl, they're a bit much, but let me look down. See, it's just very soft, besides the lashes, and gentle, and I think it's a good day look. So next, let me zoom you out because I'm sure you don't want to be that close. The next I'm going to do in this series, for those of you who picked up the Lorac Pro palette on my recommendation, I'm going to be going in and doing a smoky eye. Okay girls, I'm going to go because I have another video to film. I hope that you're having a great day and that it's filled with only the beautiful things.